the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on a Thursday morning. Do you not think I do this every morning? Like, you had to hit the button, didn't you? All right, we're recording this after. But you had to still do it. Like that is the true picture of what goes on, everybody. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on Thursday morning. We are so glad that you have joined us wherever and whenever it is that you join us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett, Faith, here we are. After the Auburn basketball game, we're going ahead and recording this because we have a very long road trip in the morning with one of our shows. So we wanted to go ahead and jump on here and get this knocked out. For you guys tuning in here bright and early on a Thursday morning, Faith, it's good to see you. I say that every day, so I'm going to say it again. Even though you got to – now you like being in control of this thing now, so it's a little scary. You don't even have anything to say about that, do you?
No.
I mean, typing away. We got a lot to talk about here this morning. We'll obviously talk about the win for Auburn over Texas, and it was crazy. Tale of two halves for Auburn. QBs, where does Byron Brown rank? Kind of went through this and looked, and I know Faith and I talked about ranking the portal guys down the line. We are going to do that. Had some people reach out and say, when are y'all going to do that? It's coming.
Still just waiting for the very last bit of people.
And there's still going to be some. And I don't think anybody added is going to really going to be like somebody you jump to the top. So we'll do it probably in the next week or so, but just kind of letting the dust settle on that as you get ready for spring to start here not too long from now. And then Forbes saw a post yesterday on the value of each team in the SEC. I want to say franchise, but that's about what it's become.
Yeah, literally.
I
think that might be the right word for it at this point.
I kind of caught myself, but it truly is maybe the right word to use, that these are franchises now. They're almost like NFL teams and how much they're worth. I mean, we've even seen Utah with a private equity firm that's buying them and going to control their interest. This is where we're going, and I'm not going to do that today, but because we got a lot to discuss and talk about. But again, you get your comments in. We obviously will not be able to take those live and interact with you, but you guys can talk with each other, and y'all have some great conversations. I enjoy them myself when I get to watch them over here. So, Faith, Byron Brown coming into Auburn, we've talked about him a pretty good bit. And so kind of looking at who the potential starters are going to be for every team in SEC. Some you may know, some you may not, because they're new, and some could be true freshmen. Some could be guys that have been waiting in the wings. Some could be transfer portal guys like Byron Brown. But as I scan this list, I really like where Auburn sits, as far as the past and the resume and what some of these quarterbacks have done and what some of them haven't been able to do. So, that's the thing Auburn hasn't been able to hang its hat on in a long time here in this league, is coming into a season with what you feel like is for sure after looking at this list, a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, there's no question. I think he was probably obviously for Auburn, the biggest pickup in the portal, but
huge.
out of the entire portal, I still find him to be, in that top 3 quarterback ranking for this portal window. And I think, for this next upcoming season, I see him, I'd say top 4.
Yeah, who would you put, I guess, that we could start there? Who would you put in front of Byron Brown? I mean, obviously there's a couple right out of the gate. For me, I want to see what you think. I mean, you look down through here, there's some really good quarterbacks. I'm just going to name a few of them, not in any particular order. John Mateer, who was a preseason Heisman guy for Oklahoma last year, had a good season, maybe not to the level everybody thought. Was a guy that I wanted to come to Auburn, but Oklahoma hires his offensive coordinator. He follows him there. Ended up having a decent season. Obviously, Trinidad Chambliss came out of nowhere. He wasn't expected to play. Austin Simmons goes down. See what kind of season he ended up having. He's in the mix. Marcel Reed's in the mix. Arch Manning is in the mix at Texas. And, of course, Gunnar Stockton's returning to Georgia. And then LSU picks up Sam Levitt. There's some big names here, but there's also some unproven guys. But I do, even with all of those names, I mean, I don't know, and I know he hasn't played for Auburn yet, but just looking at stats and looking at what guys have accomplished, there's maybe only a couple, if that, or three that I would even consider taking over Byron Brown.
Yeah, I think the only thing that you have to think about is him not playing in the SEC.
True.
And not having that experience and the competition level being different. So that is where you have to sit and think that a lot of these returning guys, some of the ones that you even just named off, how they already know what the competition and what that level looks like. And so that gives them a step up from Byron Brown. But that doesn't go to say, though, that he's not a dog and it hasn't been proven, even outside of the SEC. But it is a whole different world. Right.
We don't have everybody's stats pulled up. We're just going off, and most of you know who's had good careers to this point, who hasn't even had a career, like Jared Curtis. Yeah. That was a Georgia commit, ends up flipping to Vanderbilt. That's going to be – is he the heir apparent to Diego Pavia? I would think so. I think they're probably going to ride with a true freshman. Keelan Russell was one of the top quarterbacks in the country coming out of high school last year. They've got Austin Mack at Alabama too. So Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, you saw Austin Mack come in the bowl game there against Indiana when the game was already out of hand. But I think that's going to be a true battle. I talked with somebody yesterday about that. If I had money on it, I would go with Keelan Russell. I think he's probably going to be the guy that emerges as the starter for Alabama. Don't know. I think that's a neck and neck up there. I think they've got two really good choices there. Remember at the Iron Bowl, going on that side of the field, watching them warm up, Austin Mack's a massive guy. He's just a big dude. Keelan Russell he's thin, and I think he obviously is going to get bigger and go through the workout program for another year. He's going to be fine. But that one will be one to watch. KJ Jackson returning to Arkansas, and then you got Byron Brown at Auburn, and then some guys that you really hadn't even heard of, Aaron Philo, Kenny Mincy, some of these guys that are going to be emerging and really haven't done much so to this point, and of course Jared Curtis as well.
Yeah, I mean that's what the crazy part is when you don't hear names that and because it is so often that with the transfer portal that in the SEC you're going to go and pick up somebody that has an established name and has something.
Who's got playoff
resume?
Who's got playoff experience? Marcel Reed got Texas A&M to the playoffs this year. Now they didn't do much when they got there.
Trinidad
Chambliss led, Ole Miss to that run they had. Sam Levitt has playoff experience at Arizona State. Gunnar Stockton obviously has playoff experience with Georgia. I guess you could say Keelan Russell does, but he didn't really play. He was on a team that went to the playoffs. Did I say John Mateer? John Mateer was a playoff. Oklahoma got in the playoffs this year with John Mateer. Alabama beat them.
Yeah, but I don't think you said them.
Okay, so you got 4 or 5 guys in the SEC. So it's hard to say Byron Brown would be over any of those guys because
technically Austin Simmons, even though he didn't play, he still was
kinda,
there,
kind of hanging out over on the bench, kind of like Keelan Russell. But so that's about 6 guys that have been part of teams or were a major contributor on a playoff team either last year or the year before. Sam Levitt with Arizona State, and they made a good run in the playoffs 2 years ago. A lot of people just shocked that Arch Manning isn't in that list yet, but if you look at what Texas has done and how much money they've poured into this roster this year, they're pushing all their chips to the table to try to get a national championship because this is it for Arch Manning. They are not They know he's not coming back this year. This is going to be the last hurrah. So if they want to get their max ROI out of Arch Manning, they got to do it this year.
Here's my question. If we're going to talk about ROI and we're going to talk about, wanting to see what money you've put in Arch Manning and having him, if you're still paying so much for the players around him and the coaches and everything,
yep.
How are you seeing an ROI on Arch if you're throwing so much money elsewhere?
I think the ROI for them is to hoist the national championship trophy at all costs. I really think.
But, is that going to be all because of Arch Manning, because of all the money they've spent on him? No,
but they had to add pieces, and I'm just saying.
But I don't even think he's the glue for Texas.
Who's the glue for Texas? Who is it? It ain't Cam Coleman. He's going to be coming in, and he's going to be a contributor. They've obviously gone out and got 2 really good running backs out of the portal. I think he's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the quarterback. Now he got better this year.
He did, but again, if you still even look at how he played last year, it's not like you're sitting there saying, "Oh my gosh, this guy is just."
Well, I think they're just trying to say that this is it.
Are they trying to justify it because of his name?
Yeah, I think they paid a lot of money for that guy, and he sat on the bench for 2 years.
It's literally like going and buying a brand and there's a dupe for it, and you're literally paying for that sticker on it.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. I'm not arguing with you there. I just think they know if they want Arch Manning to go down in Texas history, and I think they do. Because I think
but you have to spend that much freaking money.
Well, they're
on
not.
It.
They're not spending that. That's what the franchise.
Yeah.
Is.
Yes. How much it's been?
I don't know how they 40-50 million this year. Did they spend on this roster at Texas? Probably.
Was it 48?
Maybe something like that. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so my point is, like LSU, I think LSU's putting all the chips in the middle of the table this year too to win now. Not that everybody else doesn't want to win now, but I just think that LSU's trying to show, hey, we're going to rush back to the top. And Texas is not going to have Arch Manning after next year. So they went out and got Cam Coleman. They went out and got these running backs. They went out and got the players to go around him to give them the best shot. And I don't know what their schedule looks like. I don't have it in front of us. And we could go through there and look at it and see what we think their record's going to be. But I definitely think they'll be a top-ranked team with all that talent.
There's no question about it. But
so you think, just if you were a betting person right now, you think they'll lay an egg? Do you think they'll make the playoffs? Like, we're talking January the 28th here, okay? Are you predicting? Can you see that far in the future? Do you think Texas will make the playoffs? If they do not make the playoffs, it is a massive failure. Massive failure.
It would be
epic proportions.
Embarrassment.
Epic proportions. So
I don't know. If they do make the playoffs, I think they only make the first round. But honestly, I don't know.
The schedule's tough this year for everybody because you add the extra game, and I'll try to do a little. And I know this is not a Texas podcast, so and I know some of you are going to get over there and go, I'm really talking about. We're making a point, okay? So if y'all just hold on for just a second, we're gonna try to make a point here. But I don't know what they've spent a boatload of money. Obviously, they open up with a cookie, a cheapie, Texas State.
Texas State.
Yep. And then on September 5th, then they got Ohio State coming to. That was a 14-7. We were in the airport, remember, coming back from Baylor.
Our flight got delayed. We got to watch
So we were in TGI Fridays, I think, whatever. Watching that game before, and we were, in the airport.
We absolutely were in TGI Fridays.
100%. So watching that, then they got Texas, San Antonio, then Tennessee on the road, Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl, the Red River rivalry shootout. I still call it the shootout. Everybody's got to be politically correct. Florida in Texas, Ole Miss in Texas, Mississippi State in Texas. My
Holy
gosh,
home games.
let's just come on and let's roll everybody into Austin. They got to go to Columbia, Missouri. They got to go to Baton. That'll be one to watch late in November. Texas at LSU. What will LSU's record be?
That'll be a nasty game.
It will be. And then Arkansas in Austin, and then their rival game against Texas A&M in College Station, which will be a tough one. But look, now that I see this, I mean, there's some tough games, but it ain't overly tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma is always iffy. Ole Miss, if they can rally the troops, Trinidad Chambliss comes back. LSU definitely going to be. Texas A&M, that's 4. And definitely Ohio State, that's 5. I mean, they're not easy. They went out to get – and I think you can look down every team. We went through all the schedules when they were released. There's not an easy schedule for anybody out there. And if you think it is bad now, every 2 years it's going to roll into something else, and you're going to pick up other teams. So won't spend any more time on that. But I'm just saying, when you look at this list of quarterbacks, Byron Brown, when the dust settles, I think is going to be one of the ones that is at the top. I think he's a top 3 to 5 guy in this list.
100%. I agree with you on that.
Could he be number 1? Could he end up the best in this league? That's maybe taking a little bit of a stretch there, but he could have that big of an impact if the pieces around him come together and they gel. So
this is true.
All right, let's talk about some of our partners here, because we couldn't do the show without them, and we always start with
Green for air that's warm and clean. Too cold to have any sort of air conditioning on, so make sure you turn to the experts and you go with Green to get a carrier unit so that you can flip it back and forth between the heat and the air conditioning, because that's the South, and that is where you are going to lose the most money if you're not going to have a reliable unit.
Good old Alabama weather this past weekend. It was 15 degrees in North Alabama and 70 in South. You had tornadoes and you had ice and snow and everything else.
Where was it 70? Because I want to go there.
It was 70 until the front moved through. So, all right, Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama. Check them out online, scoutpm.com. Why do you hire a program management company? Because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have anybody on staff that knows what they're doing, and you have a multi-million-dollar project, and you're trying to get that thing done correctly. They're going to come in the pre-construction phase, carry you all the way to the finished product, hand you the keys. It's going to be done the right way. You don't want the keys to a building or a facility, and it's got all these problems. So check them out, scoutpm.com. That's why you hire Scout.
Bunkers in downtown Auburn, the best place for you to go to watch all of these games that are going on. If you're not able to make it to the games, go ahead and just head on over to Bunkers in downtown Auburn. Nighty night, I guess. Yeah, that's my bedtime reminder. That's how late it is right now. Anyway, go to Bunkers. You won't fall asleep there, I can assure you of that. They've got 2 stages for live music, and it's a ton of fun.
It is a ton of fun. We always love going to Bunkers. And then the Cart Source, Alabama's premier golf cart superstore. We are headed to the Cart Source in February. Looking forward to it. Looks like it's going to be on February the 18th. That's a Wednesday. So
hopefully not negative degrees.
Yeah.
Drive those golf carts. My face doesn't freeze.
Well, just put a helmet on. You can do that. And that way it doesn't freeze. So
I'll wear a ski mask.
Whatever you want to do.
Harrison might think I'm going to steal.
He might show up with a ski mask on. Easy Go Cushman Yamaha Club Car. We're going to be at the Cart Source in February. You need to go to the Cart Source, and you need to check out that inventory, because it is unbelievable how many golf carts they have on site. 334-231-2205. Check them out. Alabama's premier golf cart superstore, the Cart Source. All right, big win over Texas last night. Tonight, it's technically in the morning when everybody's watching, so.
Yeah, but they just heard my bedtime alarm go off.
They did. Some may not have. Some may just have tuned in. So,
well, hey guys, my bedtime alarm went off.
Yep.
Anyway,
I think we're full aware of that now. So,
well, okay, an 88-82 win over Texas last night. Honestly, you and I were not walking out of the arena fulfilled with that win by any means.
But because it was a tale of two halves. Glad they came back. They didn't squander the lead at the end. But Texas got out to such a quick start, shooting the ball at a fever pace. Just, again, one of those situations where you look at it and go, is this going to be another one of those record nights for a team to come in here to Neville and kind of scorch the nets? But I was impressed with, what Auburn was able to do and not let them really get away from them there in the first half. What am I doing?
It's frozen.
But we're still rocking and rolling, so we need to keep talking. So maybe the video will pick up here in just a minute. So we apologize. Don't know why we're frozen there, but we'll keep talking as you can listen. When you look at it from a standpoint of stats, we're back. Sorry about the freeze. Don't say that name around here anymore, do we? Just going back to look at some of the things that I documented there in the first half. And getting off to a fast start really kind of kept that going. They were 5 of 8 from 3 at one point in time. Auburn was only shooting 18% from the field. And it looked like it was going to be a bad night, but kept it close at half. And then Auburn really came out and took control, ended up taking the lead. It took them a minute to do that, but ended up cutting it to like 2. And they finally took the lead with 11:08, 56-55. Tied it up a couple times right there before. But, you look at a couple of these guys, Kevin Overton and Keyshawn Hall. They were the guys that really carried Auburn tonight. I continue to say whatever about Tahad Pettiford, but, his stat line just makes you scratch your head. And, I was up there on Media Row, and there were several of us kind of watching and looking at him and some of the shots that he was taking that should have been easy shots for him. The floaters in the lane, the 10-foot jumpers, and it's off. It's not a little off. It's way off.
Yeah.
And so, he ends up with 7 points. He had all those in the first half. He ends up 2 of 10 shooting, 1 of 4 from three-point land. So he is the offensive production for him. And then I watched Stephen Pearl. You did too. Not very happy with Tahad Pettiford for most of the night last night.
No, not happy. Yeah, I was just going to say that starting out the game looked nightmarish for Auburn because there was no perimeter protection at all. They were not going and playing any defense out there. And that's where they got beat. And they looked tired because they were running in circles inside.
Yep.
And I mean, obviously, I know that we say you can't control the reffing and the calls and stuff like that, but they were also starting to beat themselves up towards the end of the half.
When I looked down and realized that was some of the referees in the Texas A&M game that wiped off the buzzer beater, I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Another Texas team in the building, the same officiating crew.
But what you have to be thankful for is that you went 11 of 21 from the three-point line. That's where you have to take that over 1 and 9.
Well, Auburn's hit 9 threes in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
So actually, is that right? 5 and 2 and 2. They've hit 9 in 3 games. They hit 11 last night.
Yeah, and that's where again
Kevin Overton, man. Kevin Overton, 5 of 7 outside. He kept Auburn in that basketball game. Ended up with 25 points. Keyshawn Hall with another 30-plus game, 31 points, 7 of 13 shooting, 3 of 6 from outside. They carried Auburn. I know Swain carried Texas. Swain, 10 of 16. And I'm going to tell you, I said this up there with some of the guys when we were watching. I think Swain got too unselfish late in the game. He had a couple shots I think he should have taken that I'm glad he didn't take, and he ended up kicking the ball into the corner, and some of their guys – like that guy he's a guy that can go get his points wherever. If he wants to put the ball on the floor and drive to the basket, or if he wants to pull up and shoot, he don't even necessarily need a screen. He can generate his own shot. Tremendous effort by him. They had 3 other guys that went into double digits, but it was a 2-man show for Auburn. 31 and 25 for Hall and Overton. Next nearest guy was Elijah, and was proud for Elijah tonight.
Yeah,
last night.
Elijah looked really good. He definitely kind of bounced back after having that lull for a second of just,
It looked like he had a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, it looked like he had more confidence, but he also seemed not that he wasn't invested in the game before in the last couple of games, but he just seemed like he was really hungry and deserving of making those shots. And so definitely was good to see him back to kind of his normal self. And now Filip Jovic, like he only had 2 points tonight.
But he was in a war with, is it vocalitis?
Don't even ask me to say that because I'm gonna mess that
I want to
up.
hear you
I
say
ain't gonna
it.
do it.
Come on.
But I mean, he was getting hammered, hooked the entire time, thrown to the floor. I mean, seriously, I thought there was going to be a fight.
Todd got hit in the face one time pretty bad too.
He did.
But it was a very physical game, and it was a little bit dirty from Texas.
Nothing was, again, and I know you can't say this, but like nothing was going the way Auburn really necessarily wanted it to, and with the calls, obviously everyone's going to say that, but I
had a bunch of people text me going, man, what is it?
It messed up. I can't even say it messed up the flow of the game because the flow of the game was so choppy with how aggressive everything was and physical that there was no flow state.
39 free throw attempts for Auburn, 23 for Texas. I mean, it was one of the, but Auburn shooting 74%. Texas shot 78%. But 29 points at the free throw line. We talked about, being able to get points in the paint. Points in the paint, free throws count as points in the paint. I mean, because you're either getting a rebound and getting fouled or you're taking the ball to the basket. And if you look at
Keyshawn Hall with 14 of those 29.
He always gets to the free throw line.
He went 14 for 17, which is really good. The free throws are actually finally it feels like they were making their free throws.
Right.
And it wasn't cross your fingers and hope that it's going to happen.
And I'm just looking at some of the game notes that just came across as we filmed this last night. Overton scored 17 of his 25 in the second half. At one point in time, I tweeted out Auburn was shooting 71% in the second half. I mean, they really came out and really controlled and very efficient. And it was because of Keyshawn Hall. And at one point in time there in the first half, it was one of those situations like, is Keyshawn Hall going to get involved in this game? Is he going to be able to generate what he's got to generate almost nightly for Auburn to have a chance to win? So when I look down and see some of this,
what put them at the lead.
No, he hit the shot to put Auburn over the top. So just looking at some of Stephen Pearl's comments, he said, another unbelievable environment. It makes all the difference in the world. Having a full house gives our guys the confidence and courage, chip away and get back in the game. Our guys hung in there, and we were able to find a way to grind out a win. Really proud of the guys. We're going to keep trying to win. Well, that's a good thing. Glad he said that. Keep trying to roll. He said, we've got to keep getting better as a team, staying consistent every day. But I'm going to tell you, if you take Keyshawn Hall off this team, and this team is in dire straits. I mean, that guy has got to stay healthy. But I'm not being negative. I'm just saying, I'm just calling it like it is. Auburn is playing 7 guys. And of those 7 guys, 2 of them are getting less than 20 minutes. Yeah. And so you're asking 32 of Sway, 36 of Hall, 26 from Murph, 33 of Overton, and 36 from Pettiford. And, you can say Blake Musalek, but, I mean, he got 4 minutes. He got 2 the other night. He's not even really – that's not even enough to really count. And, again, it's another 0 stat line across. Auburn's playing 7 guys. Now, they've missed on some guys. Emeka Oporum is out with a medical condition. Don't know what's going on with Caden McWood. There's a lot of off-the-court stuff. He ain't been back. Don't know if we'll see him back. I mean, I don't. I think Auburn's got to get somebody back. And then Bashir. What's the deal with him? I mean, we saw him at practice, and at the pro day, you and I thought, man, this guy's
He's
gonna
gonna
he
be
and
contributing.
Magwood's gonna be really two guys that Auburn's can rely on to score. And they've been both non-existent. So it's a lot to ask out of 5 or 6 guys to keep doing this every single time you go on the floor. I mean, basketball's a rough. You're playing 2 and 3 games a week, depending on how things play out and over a stretch, and then you got to get in a tournament mindset when you get into postseason.
Mm-hmm.
This team's not built for that. It's not built to play 3-4 games in a row. You got to have the rest, and when you're asking major minutes out of 5 or 6 guys, and Jovic's minutes have gone down. He had 14 minutes in this game. Just 2 games ago, he had a career high. He was like the reason Auburn won that game against South Carolina.
28 points or something.
It's something I can't remember what it was off the top, but I mean he has been a guy that for some reason it's gone down. He ended up with in that South Carolina game 23 points.
23.
So, but everything else has been 2, 4, 5, 8, and he had that one outlier game. But he had 30 minutes in that basketball game, Faith. Everything, and then had some others were 22, but his minutes have gone down. So I don't know. Are they managing him because of that knee? But this is my point is it's a thin team, and I will say the positive is that you're winning basketball games with a very thin team, and Auburn is now 5-3, and you look at this conference, and of course Texas A&M's at 6-1, Arkansas's at 6-2. Florida is at 5-2, and you got Vanderbilt, Auburn, and Kentucky all 5-3. Tennessee, Alabama 4-3. Georgia with a win over Tennessee last night, 4-4 now. Missouri 4-4. Ole Miss 3-4. Mississippi State 3-5 along with Texas, and then South Carolina 2-5, and LSU and Oklahoma 1-7. I mean Auburn, the buzzer beater, they're 6-2, man. They're at the top of the conference. Outside their game. Because A&M would have a loss, they'd be 5-2, and Auburn would be 6-2, and they'd be tied for first with Arkansas. That's how narrow of a gap it is from Auburn being at the top of this league, and they're doing it with 6 or 7 guys. I mean, it's amazing what they're able to pull off right now. I was just making sure you weren't frozen.
No, I'm still here.
So, all right.
You just had your moment there.
But that's pretty good, though, don't you think?
Yeah, but it is concerning because what if, Phillip, his knee or whatever,
or Murph.
Yeah, Murph, his knee too. I mean, think of those 2 big guys. What happens?
Right.
I don't know. Nothing.
All right. So, with that being said, I mean, pretty good results so far for this team. After 8 conference games, Auburn's 5-3, could be 6-2. Hey, look,
could be 1-7.
Hey, look, could be could have had a win on the road against Georgia, lost in overtime.
Yeah,
remember that
big road game this weekend coming up against Tennessee in Knoxville on Saturday. So that is gonna be That is going to be a big game. We are going to have a post-game reaction show brought to you by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine for that game. Really excited to what?
As we're filming this right now, not to cut you off, Florida is beating South Carolina 81-39.
Oh my God!
With 6:07 to go, I think we made them a little mad, and they're on the road at South Carolina. I think Todd Golden may have not let them go home. He may have kept them in the O'Connell Center and said, "We're going to just play basketball until everybody pukes, and we'll just sleep on the floor, and then we'll just all get. We're not even going to take a shower. We're just going to get on the bus, and we're going to go to the airport. We're going to go. Everybody, we're not even letting you change clothes. We're going to go to South Carolina, and we're tired. Like I'm telling you, man, they are sticking it. And South Carolina's not good. I know that." But they almost came. If Philip Jovich didn't have 23 points, we lose to them.
They would have beat Auburn.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So poor LSU just continues. Mississippi State
with a win over LSU.
But Tennessee beat Georgia 86-85.
And that's exactly why you got to be nervous.
Yeah, I think I said Georgia won. Tennessee won 86-85 on the road in overtime. So
I thought you said Tennessee won.
I think I said Georgia, but I can't remember. Forgive me. But anyway, hey, look, Auburn moves on. That's 3 in a row now for Stephen Pearl and this group. And again, they got, like you said, Tennessee coming up. Going to have the post-game reaction show, like you said, by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Appreciate them so very much.
Yes.
I would appreciate some other partners here on the program.
Oliver Ross for all of your bartending needs, whatever it might be. Call on Oliver Ross, 20 people up to 20,000. I don't know if you have any work conventions coming up, weddings, sorority, fraternity, day parties. I don't know what you do in your free time, but if you have 20 people or 20,000, call on Oliver Ross for them to be your bartending service.
And again, check them out on Instagram, Facebook. Look at they got some great pictures out there of what they do. Russell Medical Center, when it comes to your health, nothing is more important. One of the top 3 hospitals in the state of Alabama, just right up the road from where you are probably watching this podcast. You may not be. For all of you up in New Hampshire that watch us, you're not up the road. But I can tell you this, if you're in central Alabama or you're in a couple hours, Russell Medical Center, great facilities, great doctors. They're partnered with UAB Health. I can personally attest to how great of a healthcare system UAB Health is for some of the people that have had to use them in my family, and I can have a personal testimony there. They do it the right way. Check them out, Russell Medical Center, for all your medical needs. Alex City Marine, 256-215-3474 for your next boat or maybe your first boat. Center console, pontoon, all powered by Suzuki, Honda, Mercury, the top of the line, reliable motors. They will service those for you every year. All of my boats go to Alex City Marine. They get serviced every single year there. I know it's going to be done right. Now's your opportunity. I know it's so cold outside, but now's the opportunity for a great deal on a boat. You don't wait till summer. I tell you all that every day. I'm serious. You're letting every day go by. You're wasting time. Go to Alex City Marine and purchase that next
I'm
boat.
ready for you to do that.
Are you?
Yeah.
You want to help me out?
No.
No.
I'll take it for a spin
Yeah.
out on the lake.
Gotta love friends like that, right?
Hey.
Oh, he's got a boat. He's the guy. Oh, it's torn up. Okay, you can fix it. So I'll just take it out. See,
I'll put a Band-Aid over it.
Yeah, thanks. And find out how many good friends you have when you get a boat. I promise you that. All right. How much is Auburn worth? I thought this was interesting that it ran across as far as what Forbes list each SEC program and the value. At the top is the Texas Longhorns. I don't think anybody's shocked, with a $2.1 billion valuation. $2.1 billion with a B.
Just 1 million of that could change my life.
Just $500,000. How about a couple 100,000? I mean, putting that in.
I'm pretty expensive. I don't know.
You said it. You said it.
My dad's laughing over there.
Yeah,
So
he is.
He knows exactly how
He is.
expensive. That's why I said $1 million. Come on.
He laughed too, by the way. Texas A&M, so the Texas schools, all the oil money. Yep, no doubt. $1.5 billion for A&M. LSU comes in. Now, there's some other schools mixed in. Ohio State comes in at $3 at $1.5 billion.
I don't think anyone's shocked at that either.
No. And then Michigan comes in right after LSU, then Notre Dame, the Georgia Bulldogs, your favorite school, at number 7. Penn State at number 8. Alabama at 9. Alabama is valued at $1.4 billion.
Kind of low for Alabama.
I don't know, is it?
I think so.
Okay. I'll let you take over.
No, I'm just saying I think that
No, I mean, take over, seriously. Like, read the next school.
Oh, Nebraska is next. I was like, I don't really know what you want me to say. I just feel like Alabamians would be kind of upset about them being so low on the list. Anyway, Nebraska at number 10 at $1.2 billion.
Yep.
And then Washington at $1.1 billion.
Yeah.
Oregon's way far down. You got to wait your turn, pal. Then you got Washington, also 1.147. Wait, did I say Washington?
Yeah, you said Washington, and you said it twice.
Oh, okay. Tennessee.
It is getting
See, I'm
late. It's just
dyslexic.
getting
I
late.
can't do that.
Well, let me finish.
Well, wait. Then we have Auburn at number 14. I'm skipping Tennessee.
Well, I just wanted you to end up getting there. I didn't know if you were ever going to arrive there, but you finally made it. So
Auburn at 1.101 billion.
there you go, $1 billion program. I mean,
Hey, just that one, the very tail end one. You think they could give it to me?
no,
Give me back my tuition money?
I don't know that
And
it was that
everyone-
expensive.
And everyone in my family's tuition money, all
Yeah,
31 of us.
Yeah, that
might equal it.
maybe. So, but Auburn is in the top 15. And we've been saying this like from a money standpoint, from a historical standpoint, Auburn's a top 15 program in football. And
The production
they just
hasn't shown it.
haven't played like it recently in 5 or 6 years. And that's the sad thing. Like you look at Texas A&M, Ohio State, LSU, Michigan, Notre Dame, Georgia, most of these teams have either been to the playoffs or right on the verge. Alabama, Nebraska hasn't. Oklahoma has. Washington hasn't made the playoffs yet. Tennessee has. Of course, we haven't. Iowa's at 15. USC, they're not getting there. But I'm shocked by some of these. Oregon at 19, down at $873 million. Again, with all that Nike money and all, but that's what they value the program at. So
let me ask you a question. This adjusted revenue that they have from 2025.
That's just what they brought in this year. That's what they felt like they made.
That is wild.
Adjusted revenue for Auburn's $175 million. But there's a very expensive to run that program. I don't know what the costs are. But you got to think the SEC has major contract with ESPN, and they get that money's divided up. They get revenue from all different sources. That's why you see Texas A&M, Texas, LSU, Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Auburn all in the top 15. And then you got Florida down at 17. But you got a very dominant, heavy SEC list because of the contracts and all the things that go with it. So a lot of money floating around out there. And nope, you don't get any of it. I know it sucks, but I don't know what else to tell you. So I'd like to have a portion too. So would everybody probably watching this. So, all right, that is going to wrap us up for this Thursday morning. And again, we appreciate all of you out there that join us each and every day. Please go out and hit subscribe. A lot of you have done that already, and we watch the numbers go up. We appreciate it so very much.
Tomorrow we'll be on location at Lake Martin Pizza. I know we'll promote that a little bit more tomorrow morning. But everyone, for your Friday lunch plans, come out and see us at Lake Martin Pizza at the Dadeville location.
Looking forward to it. And look, don't have to worry about it being cold because they got all the wrap up. So we'll be inside the plastic in there with all the heaters.
Yeah, really excited about that. And no wind because of that big little mountain that they have right there.
Daggum El Capitan right there in the back of Lake Martin Pizza. But yeah, come on out, join us. Again, the offer stands. First 5 to join us, we'll pay for your lunch. Now, I ain't buying you 2 big, huge pizzas and taking one home. We're going to get you the lunch special.
Which is 2 pizzas and a drink.
2 pieces, not 2 pizzas.
I'm sorry.
2 pieces, 2 slices.
I'm inaccurate.
So, well, I mean, everybody's going to be lining up at Lake Martin Pizza saying, "Oh, you're going to buy me 2 big pizzas?" No, we like all y'all.
Basically, it's a pizza.
Well,
the slice? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can split. Like seriously, you can go down there and buy lunch for $8
and have dinner.
Yeah, I mean, split the pizza. You just have to add a drink to the thing. You just have to add one more drink. So really, it'd be about $10. Well, who's eating lunch for $5 a piece?
Not me.
So, all right. You got anything else to?
Hope everyone has the best day ever.
Yes. Be safe. Be good to people out there. Do good things. Always trying to encourage. So, noon show will be on again, and then we'll be back in the morning, like Faye said, for another edition of the Auburn Blitz.